Mina. Hello everyone. So today we are going to do a dog wreath. This one says my therapist has paws. It is from Personalize It by Pam. Okay. She's on Etsy. This is a 10-inch round sign. It is the metal. If you don't know how to put the cable mounts on, please check out one of my cable mount videos. This one should be in one of them as well. Alright, so that's our sign. I'm going to put it down here for now. We are going to be using a Dollar Tree wreath base. This is the 14-inch. And it can be any color. It doesn't need to be the silver. Okay? We're going to clip off our tag here. Please make sure that your rungs are on there tight. If you squeeze them, they are not popping off. You don't want to have to do this all over again if it breaks. Okay, so there's that. This is Snowdrift burlap plaid mesh. And so what it is, it's actually a mix between twine, some deco poly mesh. It also has the Snowdrift cotton, and it has a little bit of like a white cotton twine sort of running through it. This is a 10-inch, 10-yard or 30 feet mesh, and I got this from Craft Outlet. And then I have this one. This one is a thin striped fabric mesh. It feels like the check mesh. It's very rough on your hands, but it is in the natural and the cream. So it also has like the twine, the jute, whatever you want to call it, running through it along with the white. So it kind of mixes together. They kind of go together. This is also 10 inches. And I'm pretty sure it's 10 inches. So yeah, 10 inches. And it is 30 feet or 10 yards. Okay? We won't be using all that mesh. I also have this ribbon I got from Craft Outlet. It has the dog prints with the dog bones, little hearts. Okay? This is a 1.5-inch ribbon. It is the faux canvas. It is very durable. I recommend this. You can get it in like a 50-foot yard, 50 yards. Okay. You can also get it in the smaller, but I prefer to get the bigger roll. I go through a lot of dog wreaths. This is also from Craft Outlet. These are black and white plaid check. It is a 1.5 inch. Here is the UPC. This is how big the roll gets. It goes all the way in. It lasts me for quite some time. This is something I keep in my craft room along with the red and black. These are always in here. Okay, and I got these lights. There's 20 count lights. They are from Amazon. I do not recommend the fairy lights. They just don't sit in there all the way, and so they're not as bright. These are white. Okay. All right. The tools that we're going to need is marker, scissors. These are ribbon scissors, mesh scissors, wire cutters, 22 gauge wire. It can be any color wire. It does not have to be silver. Pipe cleaners, clips. As far as I know, that is it. This one's going to be a pretty simple one. Even beginners can do this one. So All right, I'm going to put these to the side for now. So the reason why I use a marker is because it's easier to measure where the pipe cleaners go. Okay, so that is why I use marker. If you do not want to mark on your hand, just go ahead and use your mat or a ruler, whatever you got. Okay, so I mark 4 inches. This one's purple, so I'm going to mark it a few times so you guys can see it. It does not have to be exact. If you are new here, you don't know why we do 4 inches, here's why. Because this is a mesh roll. This is 10 inches. You cut your 10 inches in half, that is 5 inches. Okay? When you fold it over on itself, it equals to 5 inches on each side. Okay? So what we are going to be doing is making a folded cruffle. So we needed at least 4 inches on each side, and then you'll have 1 inch overlay on both sides. That is why 4 inches. Okay? All right. We can get our frame here. Excuse my husband walking around upstairs. Okay. So first what you're going to do is you're just going to put it around rungs 3 and 4. Make sure we're going to twist them on rung 3 so that it has a knot. Okay, so you're going to lift up your pipe cleaner, it doesn't matter where you start. And then you're going to bring it over to rung 3 and you're going to twist it on the rung 3. Okay? Twist twice. Make sure you pull tight. There we go. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to measure 4 inches from one to the other. And then you're going to do the same thing. You always want to go around 2 rungs, and you want to have the knot on rung 3. There we go. Now for our outer, we're going to go around rungs 2 and 3. And I did forget to mention that these are rungs. The ones that go around the wreaths are rungs. These that go up and down are brackets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? All right. Just pick a random spot, put your pipe cleaner through, and this time you want your knot on rung 2. There we go. We're going to put our knot on rung 2 instead of 3. So what this is going to do is make it stagger a little bit so that they're all not exactly right next to each other. You will use less mesh that way, and it will cover all of the holes. Okay, so that is what we are trying to do. So you're just going to measure the 4 inches from your last one. And we're going to do this all the way around. Now you could work on it so that you only do the rungs 3 and 4 first, and then you could do the 2 and 3. But either way, doesn't matter as long as you get it done. I like to do them both at the same time instead of turning them over and over again. And as you can see, I'm putting the pipe cleaners on the inner rungs towards the middle. The outer rungs are going to go out in the outer. Okay. And we're going to do this through the whole thing. There we go. So this one I'm actually going to put right here. And twist twice, and make sure you twist it tight. If it's not tight enough, it'll move. If you push it or tap it a little bit, it'll move from that spot. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a mover. No. You don't have to push it hard, just a little bit. I do not recommend using glue to glue down the pipe cleaners. It'll just create more of a mess. As long as you twist it tight enough, you shouldn't have a problem with it moving. And no, it does not matter what color your pipe cleaners are. I use white. The techniques that we use later on, you won't be able to see the pipe cleaners, okay? And we're going to keep going. We're almost done here. We're going to want at least 16 or 17 pipe cleaners on here. If you end up with 15, you might have to go through and add another bunch to it. Usually that's what happens because there's like a hole or something somewhere. There we go. Let's see what we turn out with. Right here. Well, that's pretty close. All right. Let's go ahead and count them. So I'm going to put my hand here just so that we know where all the pipe cleaners are and where we started. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No. Okay, so I'm going to take the initiative because I've done this before and it's been a lot of times that 15 just does not cut it. So I'm just going to move a couple of these over and create at least one more spot. I know that it's going to work out that way and then it's going to bother me later. So it's not tight anymore. Let's move a couple of these. There we go. Almost done. There we go. Okay, one more. And I'm just going to put it somewhere in the middle between these two. It's not going to be exact, but trust me when I say this, you will regret not doing this if you turn out with 15. Okay? All right. Now that this is done, we have 16 bunches. Okay? So I'm going to put that to the side for now. All right. The ribbon, let's go ahead and let's move the ribbon over here. All right. So we have 16 bunches, which means we need 8 of each of these. Normally you can get about 12 to 13 of the ruffles at 28 inches from one roll. Okay? So we actually need 8 from each. So what I'm going to do is just going to measure this out. Try to cut in between the lines. If you can't, that's okay. And these are going to be 28 inches. Now, if you need to, go ahead and make it 26 inches. If you have to, make a couple inches more, just so that you don't have a little piece on your roll. Okay? It's not going to hurt anything. All right. Then we're going to do the same thing with this one. 28 inches. Okay. So I'm going to cut 8 of each of these, and then I will come back. Okay, so now that all of the mesh has been cut, I do want to show you how much we have left on each roll. So there's all of that right there, and all of this right here. So we probably have 6 more that we can make with just these 2. 6 more of the 28-inch cruffles is what I mean. At least 6. Okay. So let's go ahead and make our cruffles. So I'm going to start off with this one. Go ahead and get your clips. There we go. So you're going to get your corner, and we are doing curl side up. So if you let go of it, it curls upwards. That's curl side up. Get your corner where you cut, fold it over. Do the same thing on the other side. Then you're going to see this flap here. You're going to fold it halfway down the corners that you just pulled over. Then you're going to curl it over again so it's past the corners. Then we're going to crease it. Okay. Now you're going to curl it. So you're going to, it should be in 1 inch diameter from here to here. That should be 1 inch. Okay, so the diameter of of the curls should be 1 inch. Then take your clip, put it in the middle, and then flip this around. So you're going to take your corner again, fold it over, fold over this corner, get your flap, fold it about halfway down, and then you're going to put it over the corners. And this should be about 1 inch width. This is going to help you keep your curls the size that they need to be. Okay, now we're going to curl it. Just flip it over like a pancake and just keep rolling. So you want the folded part to go around at least once. Now that that is done, take your pointer finger and your thumb, pinch the curl in the middle, and then follow the stripe all the way up to the other side. You're going to take your fingers and pull it towards you. And what you can see is that this pleat that we just made is going to be the same height as this curl. And then you're going to put it into your pinch, and you're going to make another one until you go all the way across. Get your clip and clip both sides, and that is our cruffle. Let's do it again. So you're going to get your corner, fold it over, fold over this corner, do your flap, flap again, crease it, curl it. Put your clip in. There you go. We're going to repeat the process. Then you curl it. Then you scrunch it. So get your fingers, pull it towards you. They should be the same height as your curl. And now you have made a folded cruffle. Ta-da. If you are new to wreath making and you don't know what a cruffle is, it is a curl and a ruffle. Neat, huh? Okay. One more. Fold over the corners. Fold over your flap. Fold the flap again. Crease it. Curl. Clip. Flip it around and do the other side. And then we're pulling it towards us. There we go. And now all of our cruffles are done. So the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to cut our ribbon. And I've already cut this ribbon, but I leave some over here. So your bottom ribbon is going to be at 12 inches. Okay, so we have 12 inches. All right, and you're just going to cut the ribbon at 12 inches. And we're going to do 16 of these, one for each bunch. Okay, now you're going to take your ends of your ribbon, you're going to match them up. Then you're going to crease where the bend is and then fold it over like a hot dog. You're going to match the lowest corner that you have. Sometimes you don't cut it all the way straight, sometimes it's a little curved. That's okay. Go to the lowest corner, not the highest, the lowest. You're going to match up the two lowest ends, and then you're going to cut. And it'll be the perfect angle each time. Let's do it again. Match up the ends. Fold it over like a hot dog. Match up your lowest end, and you're going to cut to the lowest end. Ta-da. All right. Now that that is done, make sure you use your magnet to get all the little pieces of wire. There's even some on my scissors here. It doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay. You don't want the little pieces of wire, okay? All right. Now that that is done, let's go ahead and get our wreath base. So what you're going to do is you're going to start on the inside and work your way out. You could do the inside first all the way around and then do the outside. That's up to you. I do it all at one go because I don't like redoing that area. It doesn't matter which one you start on. So you're going to take a cruffle, put it in the middle of the pipe cleaner, sit it right on top of that knot. Bring up your pipe cleaners and then switch their spots, pull and twist. Okay, let's do it again. But this time we're going to switch the one that we're doing. So this one has a snowdrift. This one does not. So you're going to pull this one back like this. And then you're going to put this one in here like this. Don't worry, we'll fix it once we're done. Pull, twist, tight. You only need to twist twice. Okay. Now that that is done, let's go down here. Let's do this one. Oh, my cruffle came out a little bit. I'm gonna fix it fast. It's because I used a little clip on this one. These ones are so thick and strong, the stripe mesh, that if you use the little clip, sometimes they come out. All right. Let's move on to this one. Pull it to the side. Put your pipe cleaners up. Twist the pipe cleaners as you're pushing down. There we go. And we're going to do this through the whole thing. It's going to look a little wonky until you get it all in, because they're going to push up against each other. Okay? We're going to be alternated colors. And we're going to be putting this through the entire wreath. There we go. Make sure you grab the right pipe cleaner. Sometimes with the pipe cleaner so close together, you mix up which ones go to where. I've done that before. And I did put all of my mesh into like a laundry basket. It's easier instead of them being all over the table, or sometimes they'll roll off the table and go onto the floor. So I just put them in a laundry basket. Sometimes they get stuck. There we go. Oh, this one's moving. I need to tighten this one. There we go. All right. We're about halfway done. I think this is a good chance for me to tell you I would really appreciate if you guys liked, comment, and subscribed. My pipe cleaners want to stick onto the wreath. I need to get like a bucket or something for them. Okay. I'd also like to talk about the anime I've been watching. I am currently on episode 5 of Zom 100. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Please comment down below on what your show is that you're watching right now. I watch anime and I also watch regular shows as well. My regular show that I'm watching right now is called The Rookie. And I am watching One Piece. We should be done with Gear 5 soon. And I am watching Psalm 100 and Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's put this one here. Psalm 100 is zombies, and basically they've worked all their lives, the main protagonist, and they want to come up with a bucket list to do before they turn into zombies. So the 100 things on their bucket list. Okay. And they're pretty hilarious. So it's like a comedy. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this one here. All right. And we are done putting on our mesh as soon as this one's on. So I'm just going to push these to the side on both sides and then put in our mesh. There we go. All right. Now that that is done, let's put our clips away. They would just get in our way later. And these clips I got from the dollar store. The little ones work just fine. It's just sometimes with like the deco poly or the really thick strip mesh, it's better to have the bigger clamps. Okay. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon, and this is the one that's going to go underneath, okay? And we're going to take this ribbon and we're going to grab the middle and grab the end, and then we're going to push them together and put it inside of the pinch. That's what it looks like at the top, the bottom. And then we're going to do it again, and we'll grab this end and bring it to the middle. Now you created this little cave here, and so we don't want that. We're going to push that out. And then you're going to put it into your pipe cleaner. You only need to twist twice. Okay, and we're going to do that over and over again until we have them all done in this wreath. Don't worry, we'll get to the other ribbon as well. There we go. Make sure you're pushing out those little caves. And no, you do not have to untie the pipe cleaner down to where the mesh is. It'll be okay. You can if you want to, but it's fine if you don't. We're going to do it again. Push them in. Do the end on this side and push it in. Pop out the little caves and then put it into your pipe cleaner. Don't worry about making sure that the ribbon is going in the right direction. Just make sure that it is in the middle. That is your main thing that you need to be worried about right now. The direction in which they're going, you could always change later once we get everything in. And I promise it'll look way better once we poof it. But there's no point in poofing it right now. There we go. And we're going to continue doing this until all of the pieces have ribbon in them. That is all we're doing. There we go. This part of it is pretty fast once you get the hang of it. There we go. Almost done. And you could do this with any ribbon. It does not have to be the plaid. Just the plaid is very, very popular. And honestly, this is such a monochromatic sign that you can actually put whatever colors you want in this. Almost done. We have this one and then one more. There we go. I know the ribbon isn't exactly where you want it to be right now, and that's okay. Because that's how it's going to look when you're putting it together. You do not have to poof it as you're going through. It's just going to waste your time. Okay. So now we're going to be using this ribbon. And since the sign is just a circular, it doesn't matter exactly what we do with it. It's just going to go in the middle like that. So I'm just going to start here, and I'm going to undo this one. You're going to get the tail of your ribbon, put it to where you want it to be at, and then you're going to twist it into the pipe cleaner, just like that. And now we're not going to cut this off, okay? We're going to go all the way around the wreath with it attached. We're just going to open our pipe cleaners, and you want however much it's going to take to go over the mesh, but still be able to move freely. There we go. We're going to keep going. About there. Just make sure it's about the same size as your previous one, and you shouldn't have a problem. Make sure you twist your pipe cleaners a couple times once you do that. If you do mess up and you need a little bit more on one side, go ahead and pull it a little bit. If it doesn't move, then untighten it and then put a little bit more in it. And we're just using the same pinching technique that I just showed you with the plaid. Okay, this one. There. Yeah. There we go. Almost done with this top layer. There we go. Open up this one. So this is where we're going to stop right here. We're going to still make our loop. Okay. And then you're going to cut where you want it to stop. Okay. And that's all there really is to that. Then you're just going to make your little hot dog, cut to the lowest corner. Same thing with this side. All right. And that is how you do that. And then we're going to do the bottom, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with our pipe cleaners. And don't worry, I have more of this. Okay. This paw ribbon is something that I always keep stock of. This one and then the cat. I actually need more of the cat one. We're going to do the same thing except around the bottom. Try not to go too much higher than the ones on the top. Just make sure that it clears the mesh. There we go. And we're going to do this all the way around just like we did before. After this, we'll put on our sign and our lights after we fix the pipe cleaners, and then we'll be done. There we go. I know you guys can't really see this bottom ones that I'm doing. I hope the top ones helped you though. There we go. And just move your wreath around. There's no reason why you should have to move. Just move your wreath to you. Now, if you had a bigger wreath, I have done 37-inch wreaths, and move yourself. Don't move the wreath. I learned that one the hard way. It just messes things up while you're trying to do it. And always, always, always map out your wreaths. If you don't know what you're going to do, get a picture of what you're doing before you do it. It'll save yourself some pain, heartache, and some time. Almost done. This is where we started, so we're going to have one more right here, and then we're done. There we go. And we're going to cut it off. Make sure you cut your dovetail in both of them. And then this one, remember to do the lowest corner. Okay. All right. Roll this up and put the little pin back in it. There's not much left on this, but that's okay. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to get your pipe cleaner and you're going to put it back through where it came through for the mesh. So it should come this side and one on this side. And you're going to put it around one rung, usually around the one that you put your knot on. Okay, I'm going to do this one on this side so you guys can see why I'm doing this. Do you see that? It's making the ribbon pop up and it's hiding the pipe cleaner. We'll do another one. Do this one right here. You're going to get your pipe cleaner, put it through. Then I'm going to flip it over so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is our pipe cleaners right here. And we're going to put it around rung 3. And you're just going to pull, and then you're going to twist. Once we're done, we will cut this excess and then push it back in. And we're going to go through and do all of those all the way around the wreath. As it is boring to watch me do all of that, I am going to skip to where it is done. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. All right, now that we have all of the ribbon on and all of our pipe cleaners have been tied around the back, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, we're going to add our sign. So what you're going to need is your wire and your wire cutters. There you go. Alright, so we're going to need at least a 10 to 12 inch wire. And we're going to need 4 of them. I like to make them longer because it's easier to put them around the rungs. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. So one more. There we go. Now that that is done, flip over your sign. And I dropped one. Put your wire into your cable mount. Slide it through both of the holes. Bring the wire up so that it matches about the same on the top. Switch their places so it makes an X. Then you're going to grab the X and you're going to twist it. Do it again. Put it through the holes of the cable mount. Bring up the wire to match it. Make an X and then twist it. You only need to twist it about 4 or 5 times. This one has a bend. Hold on. There we go. Ah, this one's giving me problems. There we go. There we go. Twist it. One more. Drop this one on the floor. Okay. Now that we have all of these done, we're going to go ahead and put them in. So we have our tail for the pet right here. So I think I'm going to put it like that. So this one is going to be my first one. Now if you have a specific place where you want the top or the bottom, then you're going to want to put one of those on first. But since we don't really have that here, I'm just going to pick a spot and we're going to put it on. Now you're going to put it on loosely, and it's going to go around rungs 3 and 4. You want it around the 2 rungs. But it's going to be on there pretty loose, and then we're going to tighten it. This is going to sit in like that. So my wire is going to go about here. Sometimes you're going to have to go around the bunch of mesh. Sometimes you go in between them. And please, please don't put it through the mesh. This will make your mesh break apart and fray. Please don't do that. Okay? Go around the mesh. I know it takes longer, but it'll save your wreath for later and it'll last longer. There we go. Almost done. And then I'll flip this over so that you could see where all the wire is, because we're going to have to tighten it anyways. Don't worry about poofing the ribbon. Okay. So this is all of the wire. You can see the silver here, and if you pull it, you can see how much space that I have that is extra. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and you're going to push the mesh in so that it's on the outside of the sign. And you're going to do that all the way around. I just stick my hand in the middle behind the wreath, and I'm just pushing them in so that it works out the way we would like it to. Don't worry, we're going to make it so that you can still read the sign, so don't worry about that. All right. Now this is what it looks like once you push them all through. Okay. All right. So next what you're going to do is you're going to pull on the wire. And then you're going to cross it to make your X, and you're going to twist it. You do not have to untwist this up here. We're going to cut it off anyways. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it'll come untwisted as you go. And then, don't cut it yet, because we're going to make sure that it's tight enough after we tighten the rest of these. Make your X, start twisting. There we go. Keep going. This is our last one here. This one is being difficult. There we go. All right. So you want at least ½ an inch, if not an inch worth of the twisted part of your wire. Okay. So we're going to flip this over. We're not going to cut it yet. So that's what it looks like. You don't want it sitting on top of the frame, just close enough to it. So the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to get your mesh, and if it's a little high, you're just going to push it down just a little bit in here. So that you could see the entire sign. It's very important if you see the entire sign, okay? The ones that you do not see tend to not sell. Okay. Don't worry about the ribbon. I know it looks like crap right now. It's okay. And we're going to flip it back over, and then we're going to make sure everything is tight. See, I can still pull this up a bit. So we're just going to grab down at the bottom and twist some more. Try to go in the same direction that you have been going for that particular wire. You do not want your sign to be loose and wobbly. This one's pretty good, just a little bit. Oh, that one's good. Okay. Now that that is done, let's go ahead and cut it. So you're going to cut the wire, and it needs to go directly into your trash can. Okay? And then you're just going to take the wire, and you're going to push it over the rung and kind of push it up like that. Okay? While we're at it, we're going to cut the pipe cleaners off the back. And you want to leave just a little bit so that you can undo it if you need to. Like say one of the ribbons get caught on something and it rips, or something is spilled, or whatever. It'll still allow you to open it, replace whatever needs to be replaced, and then close it back up again instead of doing a whole new bunch. And we're just pushing the pipe cleaners over. If you have a longer pipe cleaner, go ahead and keep it. we'll use it to put the lights on. There we go. We are almost done with this. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put the lights on, and then we'll put our hanger on, and then we're done. It's going to be very simple. If you do not want to put lights on, go ahead and skip the next part. You could just start fluffing, and then we'll put on the hanger, and then we'll be done. There we go. Alrighty. And there is our wreath. Let's not poof it just yet. We need to put our wire lights on, and then we will poof it. Okay. There's no point in poofing right now because it'll just get mixed up. Okay. So the important thing when putting on lights is to map it out. Make sure that you have access to the top so that you can put more lights in later, and that you have access to the switch. Okay, so the switch I'm going to put up this way. I think I'm going to lay it, yeah, I think I'm going to lay it right here. Just like that. That way you have access to this and the switch. So you're going to need a couple pipe cleaners. You're going to put it on this side of the bracket and kind of make your pipe cleaner go around to the rungs. We're going to be using the second and third rungs. The mesh wants to mess with my pipe cleaner. There we go. And then this one's going to go on the opposite side of this bracket. If you do not have a bracket right here, that's okay. I still recommend putting it on the bottom of your wreath, not the side. It'll make it tilt. You want the heavy part on the bottom. All right. You're going to line up your pipe cleaners, and you're going to do this really, really tight, okay? You want this tight so that it stays. And you're going to want to twist it at least 3 or 4 times. And do the same thing here. Really tight. Okay. Then you're going to take your cutters and you're going to cut them just so that they're only like 2 or 3, like 1.5 inches or so right there. And then just kind of fold them over. Okay. Let's turn on our lights. So the very first place that you need to put this is down here. And honestly, we probably should have done that before I did that, but I think we can squeeze it through. So I'm going to put it right here where the battery pack goes so that we have a light there. There we go. So the most important thing is to map it out before you attach it. $20 bulbs is actually pretty much perfect for 14-inch frame. I usually do one in the middle, and then I usually do one where the bunch is out here, and that usually works pretty well for me. And we're going to do this all the way around. Don't worry about these loops right now. That's not our problem right now. We just want to make sure that the lights are even, that we're not missing any spots. Almost done. Okay, one more. So this last one here, I'm actually going to push it under the rung, and then I'm going to use the cord and push it over here. It's going to go in between rungs 2 and 3. There we go. All right. That looks pretty good. Let's flip it over. Yeah. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some pipe cleaners. It could be a little one, it could be a big one, it doesn't matter. And you're going to start wherever you find the end piece. So this is extra cord here. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to put this in between the rung and the battery pack so it doesn't get hooked on anything. Put this battery pack on really tight. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to loop this around both the cord for the light and then the cord for the extra cord, just so that it stays clamped up. Let's see. Let's go down first. There we go. And then you're just going to twist the pipe cleaner so that it stays together. The first one is always usually the hardest, and then it's usually pretty easy from there. So let's see. Always do the same side. That way the loops are tighter. So we're going to do the right side of the bulb. So the cord that is coming out of the bulb and going to the next one. You're going to go around a rung and then around the cord. Just twist it once and try to push the pipe cleaner points back in. There we go. And always do the same side. That way the loops come down and they're not caught on anything. So now that I'm using a bigger one, I'm just going to cut it off and then just keep going. We're going to do this all the way around. Until we are done. This is honestly the best way I have found to put lights on. Some people thread it through the mesh, or some people will put the lights on first and then put the mesh on. I think that's just harder. So if you find a different way to do it, go ahead and try it. This is just the best method that I have found that secures it and doesn't use glue. There we go. A little bit more than halfway done now. Be careful not to cut your wire. You don't want to have to take the lights out and redo it with new lights. That would suck. Okay. And it looks like I need another pipe cleaner. Go around the rung. And yes, I'm using my finger to guide it. It does poke me a little bit, but it helps me in the long run, so I'm okay with that. I just stick my finger where I want the pipe cleaner to go, and then I just pull my finger up and it comes with it. There we go. Just a few more. Let's take. There we go. Oh, sorry guys, I'm a little distracted. There's a freaking fly. You see it? It keeps buzzing in my ear. There we go, almost done. Okay, this one, there. There we go. All right, now that that is done, let's flip it over and see what it looks like. Oh, yep, we got them everywhere. We're good. So we're going to turn this off. Whoops. Okay. Then you're going to find the top. My top is about here. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take your fingers and hold where the top would be. And then just hold it on one of your fingers. And then if it tilts to one side, that means you need to move it over a little bit so that the hanger that we're going to use will keep it centered. Okay. So we are about right here. You're going to get a pipe cleaner. Then you're going to put it around 1 and 2 rungs. And then you're going to bring it up, and then you're going to go around the top pipe cleaner. And you're going to do it again, and go around the second rung, and then bring it up. And what this is doing is creating a loop. There we go. Let's do the test. Yep, we're good. You could always test it later, and if you need to, you can move it around later. Okay. So now that that is done, let's go ahead around and poof everything. Make sure everything looks good, and then we will see you next time. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull on the ribbon, the loops, these loops, just a little bit, just to make sure that they're like poofed out. And then you're going to take the ribbon that are the tails, make sure they're pointed out and that they're straight. See how this one's curved up a little bit? Go ahead and straighten it. I would rather have it curved downwards than upwards. And we're going to do that all the way around. There we go. And it shouldn't take too long. Just a couple minutes of your time. There we go. Just make sure they're all going in the same direction. They're not folded over on themselves. You could see all of the ribbon. Here we go. Okay, this one goes down here. And this one right there. And it looks like we are done. Our sign is a little off center. That's okay, we can fix that. See, it's this one here. I don't want to flip it because we just poofed it. But I'm just going to tighten this one wire. Okay. And then I'm just going to push it back over. Here we go. All right. And there's our wreath. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and check out the other videos. See if there's something else you want to learn how to do. I am always uploading new videos. There is also some shorts posted every week. So go ahead and check those out. And I will see you next time. Sayonara. Have a good night.